first live was a bit of a bust in that my sound had gone out, but I was not done with the collective message. So we're back, and I shall wait. We'll see if my friends come back. Hello. Thanks for letting me know that the sound cut out. I was really talking about... I'm not sure if you guys heard what I was saying about walking it back with Jesus. But the biggest part about this reading was that no matter what patterns you had found yourself in, like dreaming in this illusory Maya that we are all a part of, that we are all participating in, and remembering who you are and where you came from, you can go back in time. Are you doing yes or no questions? Thanks. Yes, I am. You can really go back in time with Jesus and with God Most High at your side to these moments in your life that you had suffered ruin, oppression. But the thing is that you are here to change your mind, to change your perspective of this dream time that we're experiencing. And you're doing it in a really fearless way. You're doing it in an intelligent and strong way. Because you have grown. You're not the same person that you were back then. And with Jesus at your side, you can put an end to anything that is still, plaguing you or might show up as a power or principality trying to heckle you, for example. And we say, "Get behind me, Satan." For at this time, we have this direct connection with God Most High. And we are operating out of grounded, empathic energy. Our value systems are not denoted by the amount of coins in your purse, but instead it's like, how beefy are your compassion muscles? How brave are you to stand up to these powers and principalities that infected people in your past, that showed up in similar ways, similar themes, similar ways to try and question you and challenge and attack you, but instead, it really is just like growing through the illusion to the point where you grow so tall. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk I'm getting. I love it. Hey guys. Radhe 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 Sham Govinda Radhe Jai Shri Radhe. I'm gonna get a couple extra cards here. The Bee of Victory. I'll probably smash both of these lives into one video, if I could figure out how to do that on my phone. A bit technologically challenged, you guys. We have Victory of Magic, the Bee and the Raven. And at the bottom is the spider, creativity. That's fun. The bee and the raven. Yeah, I'm loving the combo. The thing about this wave spell is that it's the white magnetic wizard wave spell, which is about realizing your inherent magic and the magic of other people, how influential you can be towards another person with the spoken word and with your thoughts, most importantly. It's a victory over the Maya, a victory over the magic. Blue monkey, another keyword for that is magic. It's play and it's illusion. So if other people, if you understand your magic, you then in turn understand that other people can display the same amount of their will. Let's just call it. It's not always divine will that other people are enacting. In fact, we, the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, and birth as a portal. Yeah, you're being so supported right now with Mother Earth and truly with your birth mother, whether or not she's there for you or not. It's like just that energy of Divine Mother coming through. And the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, and integration time. It's a collective message. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. We the Hathors in the blue flame. Hathor. Actually, that one did want as well. We have exploration and being ordinary. Exploring the ordinary. You know what I'm almost getting with the combination of all of these cards? Is that you were supposed to enter this life and experience, the hurtful times. It's like you agreed to it with God Most High before you were even born. But you were also made to experience what it meant to be ordinary so that you could relate to more people with your messages. And in turn, by relating to them and them seeing you standing in your power, in your own personal sovereignty, in your own magic, they know then that they can do the same thing. And that's how people wake up. So, yeah, that's the collective message. It took a little bit longer than I wanted it to get out, but I'm really not operating on my time. I'm operating on God's time. So, I take it with a grain of salt. Or a few grains. We'll say a few. There's Hathor at the bottom. Intelligence. Hello, Hathor. Abundance. An abundance of self-worth. After being faced with challenges, that's the most important thing. It's like, you are good enough and you're worthy. And at any point, if someone made you feel like you weren't, and that memory is still like with you for some reason, just walk it back with Jesus. Question the people in the environment inside of that moment. And you'll be able to tell in the eye inside your heart, the one that can see the true heart of another individual. You'll be able to see whether or not that was like actually them, or if it was a principality speaking through them. The same principality that shows up time after time after time. It's like these body jumping. Stuff like that. All right, who wants a yes, no? Just go ahead and drop it below, and I'll go and order from there. Let's use this tarot. Yeah, let's do Rezia. Go ahead. Okay, Rezia. Ooh. My hair wants to shuffle in there. Just tuck it back. Four of Wands. It's completion. It's also the card of foundation. I would say that if you don't have a solid answer from this person by now, like if they haven't told you yes or no, then take their silence as an answer. No, not yet. Take their non-answer as an answer. It's not good to leave the heart in a state of wanting, because that is the type of energy that actually other people can feel, and they can feel it tugging on them. This whole world operates off of magnets. Like, my son got a science kit for Christmas, and I was holding a magnet and just like, because I know where the directions are here, the 4 directions on the compass, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I could like douse with my body just with this magnet. And I could feel like a drastic difference while I had the north and south angled at north and south, and I turned my body a different way, and I was just like, oh, I could feel it tug. It was crazy. Yeah, try that science experiment sometime. See if your body can be a living compass. Would anybody else like a yes, no? Or if you'd like a reading, you could send me a donation and then let me know when that happens, and we'll get it done for you. Okay. Maharaguna. Let's do your card, my friend. Knight of Cups. This is somebody on a mission. And at the bottom is the 4 of Cups. It's like somebody with good values that they know they need to be like providing for. You're providing for some sort of an important mission. And this is the card of luxury, but in traditional tarot, it's like turning down an offer. So what I'm hearing is turning down an offer. Sorry to hear about that, August. Sending you some prayers, my friend. Okay. Well, I can do my best. I was a hospice nurse for about 5 years, so I'm not afraid of topics like this at all. Wow. Look what card came out. It's the Death card. And at the bottom is Lust. Okay, my friend. I would be happy to help you. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, like send me an email and we can discuss this further. I feel like this is a sensitive topic that shouldn't be broadcasted live. Out of respect to you and to your deceased son. So, my condolences. Let me see. Can I send that to you? Let me see if I can. Like technologically challenged with this still. In the description on my other live video, I had my email address in there. So if you want to send me an email to that, go ahead and do so. But you can also find it in my other lives if that one hasn't been like published yet. But yeah, I'd be happy to help you out. You as well. Peace, brother. Peace, brother. Let's do another collective message while we're at it. First two cards out, Four of Wands and Nine of Swords. Four of Wands, we talked about being the card of stability. In this, it's like being inside of the burning bush while it's on fire. And the Nine of Swords is usually about worrying and sleepless nights and, you know, not being able to calm the mind, calm the nervous system, calm the emotional turbulence. In this one, though, we see the great city standing as the turbulence, as the seas rage below. We see the white tower and the dark tower, which represents duality and what living in this world could look like, does look like for most people. I mean, Earth School's not easy, but when you make yourself strong in your foundation and balanced through whatever commandments your higher power has laid out for you. Like in the Bible, there's the 10 Commandments, you know. That was Moses with the burning bush, wasn't it? The 10 Commandments. Or the 42 Ideals of Ma'at. If you study esoteric information. I have a deep love for knowledge and understanding and seeing how they all kind of tie together. I think it's one of those things for me that's just a lifelong pursuit and passion. And that's why I'm here, is because I want to share those insights with you guys to help change your mind about some things or give you some other insight, give you an outside looking in perspective. I'm not on here for attention. I'm on here because I have spiritual insight that I wish to share. The Emperor in reverse and Justice. I don't take reversals, so we're going to flip it. On the bottom, I can't show the card the whole way, but it is the Ace of Wands. Hello, hello, card woman. Let's see, what is other people saying? Do you ever wonder if those cards are evil? No, they're just a tool. The reader is the person that matters. Yeah, August, that's right. It's just a tool, you know? A comb works in your hair the same way that it works in mine. Three of Wands, Empress. Ooh, that's a big sidebar reading Spirit wants us to have. I always love sidebar reading. Temperance. Jeez Louise, are we gonna go through the whole deck or what? Good stuff. And Strength. Wow, a lot of big cat energy out here. This is like half Major Arcana, which is nuts. Four of Cups at the bottom. What's this? Man, Five of Swords, Knight of Wands, and Eight of Wands. Set that aside. I want to get in through this because the first card out was the Sun. The Sun with the Page of Wands. Page of Wands in this deck is characterized by Joan of Arc as Marielle. The combination of the Divine Mother, Mary, and El, God Most High. So, let's move on here. It's the Page of Cups and the Six of Discs. I can't really show most of the Six of Discs card because this deck does contain nudity. But it's depicted as Archangel Gabriel holding the lamp of the Jinn. And the Page of Cups is like going on this new emotional endeavor, doing some deeper emotional work. And this card is the Ace of Discs. Can't really show most of it either. So we talked about building up your spiritual muscles, your muscles of compassion, the muscles of non-duality that you exercise your senses in identifying. So all of the sensory organs in your face are connected. Your ears and sinuses are all connected in through your nose. And there are pathways that allow your eyes to drain also into your sinuses. I don't know if I've ever thought about stuff like this, but it's important when you're managing your senses, clearing your senses, getting like a full clean slate on your body while you do your work, because then you can understand what's true as the intuitive urges, notions, nudges come up from spirit, and you can experience those as sensations. Where was I going with that? I felt the need to explain that though. Because that is like truly what's happening to us on the planet while we go through this great awakening. As our sinuses, our bodies are getting these upgrades so that we can understand more of the sensations that the world around us has to offer. Yeah, I was explaining this. The Emperor and Justice. There is somebody in a position of power who knows that. They've already received all of this intel, all this information, and they're ready to enact swift justice because, like, look, here we have Ma'at. It's balance. It's Libra energy. And the Three of Wands, the middle path, which I agree with the Empress. It's the path that has not been carved out for anybody else. But still, you decided to choose to walk that middle path because you knew that it would bring you closer to God, closer to yourself, and you won't have to follow anybody else's rules. That's the biggest thing. And then you got super big cat energy out here with temperance and strength. Just gorgeous. For those drawings, this is the Marielle Tarot. It's my favorite tarot deck that I have. Let's see, what do we got? People arguing about cardstock in the comments. Stop doing that. I rebuke any arguing in the comments. If you're gonna heckle, I'm just gonna remove you from the stream. Hi, London. Let's get the second row. I feel like I want to use the Black Moon Oracle cards. This has a lot of astrology in it. I don't have enough time to study astrology in my spare time, but I do like listening to podcasts, so I try to stay up on the transits. There are other people who do that better than me for sure. So, if you know your transits, you'll be able to look upon this with a higher understanding. No, I don't sell cards. Not yet. We have Pluto and Leo. Transformation and I will. Transforming, Nine of Swords, and I will with Four of Wands. Fours in Tarot correspond with Jupiter. So Jupiter and Leo energy we have. That's coming up, what, next year? Something like that. Gee, we just made it into 2026 and Spirit's guiding me to talk about 2027. That's wild. Lunar eclipse, change, and the Emperor. A change of leadership, or maybe an emperor who changes his mind, who changes the justice system. Awesome. Saturn, truth. Truth and justice. Oh, that is so good. Thank you, Spirit. Chiron, healing on the Three of Wands. Healing the middle path. Wow. It's like whoever you are, you did walk that middle path in a way that allows other people to follow in your footsteps. Healing the path. Okay, here's a bunch of cards. Let's take the first three, and then we'll see what the last two are. Chiron in Libra. Libra on the Empress. Sixth house routine here on Temperance. That tracks. Wow. Sixth house and Virgo coming out right next to each other. Virgo on strength. The strength of the Virgin. This is like the triple goddess combination, which you could combine, honestly, you could combine any three goddesses that you really want to. I like looking at Saint Brigid, Mother Mary, and I like Saint Anna in there. You know, you can switch it up. Cancer, I feel, and Pisces, I believe. And how interesting that we have Virgo and Pisces here. So it's that entire axis between the microscopic, super fine details of sixth house slash Virgo. And this is saying how you need to be temperate with your sixth house, especially because it's super power, super strengthened right now. Mother Earth is super strengthened right now with all of this extra plasma pouring in from the sun. You know, Leo, from the sun. And when you see these changes that are happening, I just saw today that I think they said in June they were going to consecrate America under the name of Jesus Christ or something like that. But it is all happening. We're watching it all happen. I just think it's nuts, like when people come onto the channel and they're like, "This is what schizophrenia looks like," and I'm like, "Dude, look at what's happening, like all around you." Can you make better sense of it without being dismissive or complacent or negative or anything like that? Probably not. That's why I'm here doing it. Like that Fortnite guy previously. Blah blah blah. My sign is Virgo, year of the rat. That's cool. I always got similar responses when asked about da da da. Yeah. Well, that's because it just challenges what people were always taught and what they believe, but I hope to utilize the tool as something that will allow people to get closer to themselves and closer to their own inner shining light. I just think they're neat. And here's another thing is that people will look up information on the internet all the time that's inaccurate, and they wind up believing all of that mumbo jumbo baloney. So I don't know. Just take what resonates. It's either a message for you or it's not. Winter. It's like developing a good routine this winter, something that will allow you to spring into action in the springtime. During the real winter and past. Hero. Future. Clearing. Sacral chakra. That's great. Okay. So just focus again here on like working on finding the sweet spot in your day-to-day routines that allow you to connect, allow you to balance your dimensional life with the life that God is starting to co-create with you in your dreams and in your imagination, because that's what this day is all about in Mayan Soulkin is your dreams made real. It's your intuition manifesting in front of your eyes. And this happens to me all the time, is like some idea will pop into my head and then I'll just like see the situation happen. very shortly thereafter. And I'm just like, got it, spirit. Okay. I'm clocked in. I'm clocked in. Where's my chapstick? A little. Here. No, it's all good. I mean, there are definitely spirits all around us. Just have the strength to look. Have the faith that you are always protected through Jesus Christ. Always. Everything answers to him. This is something that, like, my mom tried to say to me one time. She was like, well, the devil lies. And I was like, yes, the devil does lie, but I'm not talking to the devil. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have that faith and that conviction that what you are doing is working in the light. And one of the ways that you can tell whether or not that's happening for you is what you're feeling inside. If you're feeling the fear, no, you shouldn't touch it, because then you're going to manifest the fear. It's all about how you care for yourself and how you trust yourself in spirit and who's on your spirit team. You know, if you have really strong faith, you will become unshakable. I could tell you stories from the times whenever I was working in hospice. I could tell you some stories, my friends. I was in this one care home, and it was like 2 in the morning. I was on a death call. I was on call. And I got there, and I mean, nobody's anywhere. There's only a couple people working the night shift, and I get in there. I go to the room that the deceased person was in, and I could just sense the person, but they were more so like a trickster spirit at that stage of their life. And this was before I found my deeper faith through Jesus Christ. So I wasn't as like armed as I am now, but even still, I was not afraid to walk through that valley of the shadow of death. And I set my bag down on the dresser, and I go up to the person who's laying there to go and pronounce. And my bag flies off the dresser. Everything flies out of it all over the floor, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I see you. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna make these phone calls, and I'm gonna get out of your space, okay? So just, you know, when you're working in that line, you have to have a level of respect for spirit and a level of respect for their vessel that they had just nearly departed. So I don't know where I was going with that, but just have no fear, because time is not linear. It's constantly moving, and even though their vessels, you know, had passed away, their spirit lives on, and that's just another soul trying to find its way back to the light at the end of the day. If a day is even a thing. So my service now is for the living instead of the dead. And that's why I'm here. Because we're all trying to figure out how to live. What do the Four of Wands mean? Four of Wands is about stability. It's about your foundation. It's about the four corners, the four pillars, the four angels, and the four directions. But mostly just knowing where you stand inside those four directions, inside the compass. And using your discernment to understand which direction to move in. You're welcome. Check it out. My starseed people, my beautiful friends with cosmic hearts, hearts of devotion, potency. Make life your moving prayer. This is really good advice on the topic of what we were just discussing with spirit. Is that when you make your life a moving prayer and you know that there are spirits around you, you'll be able to identify and discern through the intuitive nudges and hits in your body whether or not it's something that you actually need to be afraid of or not, because you're living in the heart. And when you understand that everything answers to Jesus, you have nothing to be afraid of. For when you are afraid, that's what the lower entities on the astral plane wish you to be in, because they want to torment your spirit. Jesus will never forsake you. So honestly, if you ever find yourself in a situation like that, I recommend praying or leaving. That's an interesting question. That's funny. Yeah, I was thinking about Eve and the original sin a couple weeks ago. It's a topic that does come up time and time again for me, because I'm like, original sin. What was truly the original sin? Was it not listening to God, or was it the act itself of consumption? Is consumption the original sin? Because when you want for nothing and you still consume, now it doesn't have to be food, it could be media, it could be life force energy of another individual. And what I had thought was that it was like energetic vampirism as being the original sin, siphoning energy off of another living being where you should get your energy from God, creator, source. It's like people who get into relationships thinking that the other person's going to be the source of all of their happiness, and they wind up just like becoming in a codependent relationship type situation. Never take advice from a woman. Look what happened to Adam when he listened to Eve. Yeah, take what resonates, man. I'm really just here to challenge any previous thought forms that you had adopted in a dogmatic way. Yes, there's a lot of distractions put in place, and they always feel better. Stardust and shielding. What's on the bottom, Spirit? The solar plexus chakra. Wow. Where are we going with this? Sacral. Solar plexus sacral. What's this? Crown. Water. You know what I'm really getting about this message so far? Yeah, gaslighting. Let's get the next two out so that I could just start talking, because I feel like I'm gonna have a lot to say. Have a good day and Happy New Year. Wish you the best and God bless you. And God bless you as well. Thank you. Fire. Whoop. And earth. Throw it on the bottom. When we're talking about stardust and shielding, we had the solar plexus chakra as well. And it was like a flash of a message that came in about the star-seeded children here on the planet. And the star-seeded children, that's just a general term that I'm using because this is an ancient frequency that individuals here on the planet hold and carry in order to bring about harmonious change within the collective atmosphere, within the collective frequency, the broadband that every individual is connected to, whether you know it or not. You know, you should probably here's something that just popped into my head, and it probably happens to you guys too, but you should probably detox the metals from your body lest you would like to turn yourself into a Bluetooth headset and start picking up Amazon ads in your dreams. Oh. Real. Real recognize real out there. Let me see here. This is fucking weird. Get out of here. But we all know that there's a million ways that we had been lied to about the reality of our nature. And I find it no coincidence that I was talking about the original sin and energy harvesting right before these cards came out. So, what if the original sin was what was practiced in the Temple of Solomon? You know, what if he took hold of those sins and wielded it? Because we know that he was a terrible king and that he literally invoked, you know, little minions to do his bidding and things like that, and made sacrifices and really just bastardized and blasphemed the original works in the Book of Law. So if we're going all the way back to that point and understanding that we are ancient old light falling to earth from the stars in the sky, and we just decided to take up form like this. At least this is the only form here on the planet that we're inhabiting that we know about, right? I just heard clones. That's messed up. Better not be. But at this point, I just wouldn't be surprised. We're talking about original sin, energy harvesting, stardust shielded from sacral and crown harvesting from this point on, now and forevermore. And it is done by Lord Jesus Christ. We have water, which we know is emotions. Water carries information. Gaslighting. Gaslighting people into thinking that the information and emotions that they receive are inaccurate. It's like the biggest game. Yeah, this is crazy. I'm just like shaking my head because like I know I'm not the only one out there. And fire and earth. I'm getting scorched earth with that. I'm also getting fire is action, is passion, and earth is grounding. It's stable. So it's the fires of the Holy Spirit falling down to earth. Ready to meet those who are ready to meet it. And yes, this energy does continue. But as these passionate flames of the Holy Spirit come to us, we graciously accept the gift. We say, thank you, Lord. And as we wake up to the fuller picture of who we are and what we're here to do, we understand that there is energy on this planet, entities, forces that do not belong, that only wish to infect and distort. And as this flaming wheel continues to spin, we cast out any of this negative astral projection that resides on our planet. We bind it to the wheel of flame and we cast it out. We cast it out in the name of Jesus. Thank you. Aho. Amen. It is done. All right. I just had to do that, I guess. You can ask me a yes/no question. Yes. Yes, yes. The person asking about the Leviathan spirit, I recommend that you do your own research, because truly you're going to be the only person that can cast it out, because it's about ingrained patterns in your life. A great place to start your own personal research, look up Taylor Welch Deep End podcast here on YouTube. There's so much valuable information in there about spiritual warfare. Arm yourselves, my friends. Arm yourselves with the word of God. Yes. Leafy video. I'm gonna get into good old Rider-Waite Tarot. That one hopped. King of Swords. I just heard know your worth, know your truth. And Four of Swords, rest. There's a lot of swords, a lot of air. Know your worth and rest. And Six of Cups. Are you waiting for somebody? You're waiting for somebody. I would continue to wait, is the answer that Spirit gave me. Leviticus 19:26. I'm gonna write that down. I love Bible study. Thank you, my friend. Okay, let me see. Rezia. Yeah, you can ask another question. Sounds like rest, thank you. Yeah, definitely rest. Take your time and don't jump the gun, because when you lust after a specific outcome, you can throw yourself off track. Yeah. Wait for the person that resonates with you. Don't rush into anything. And then we had the Four of Pentacles come out, which is about, in this context, it would be about keeping your energy safe, because there are a lot of people out there who will get into relationships just to commit that original sin. Because let's think about it. When you get into a relationship with another person, romantic, it's supposed to be a two-way street, and you're supposed to be open with one another, have open hearts, stuff like that. But what happens when one person has an open heart and the other one kind of lets you think that they do, but they're playing you? That can cause a lot of imbalance. We're just going to leave it like that. You know what I mean? Ooh. Sorry to hear about that, Angel. It happens. They're just gonna have to exercise grace. Those compassion muscles. How many compassion push-ups can you do? How many compassion squats? Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is for Rezia. Woohoo! I take everything that falls. Three of Wands and Justice. What did they say? Three of Wands and Justice. So that's yes. But it might be far off that the justice comes to you, because this is about somebody like looking far off into the distance and measuring something. What's next? I'm curious. The Fool. Yeah, I think that you are going to get justice about that. No, it's not snowing here. But there is a bunch of snow. At least I don't think it is. No. Nope. Nope. Two of Wands, making a decision about Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Anybody else would like me to pull a card for them, let me know. All of these. Card that fell was the Emperor. The Emperor, there she is. My High Priestess. 9 of Cups and the 2 of Coins. Hanged Man. Wow. Check it out. Here's a divine masculine out there in the collective. He's a super alchemist, you guys. He can do a whole bunch of compassion squats. Then we got the 9 of Cups and the 2 of Coins. Really good at juggling it. Really good at juggling whatever it is that, like, cups are emotional values, right? It's whatever lights you up, whatever you enjoy. It's what you value. And the coins, again, it's like the material manifestations, juggling multiple manifestations all at the same time because you're filling your cup up with something that truly does delight your soul. Good job, Divine Masculine Collective. We love to see that for 2026. Ace of Cups, Queen of Wands. All right. Sparks in the engine, Queen of Pentacles. Temperance, again. 7 of Wands. And 2 of Cups. 10 of Swords at the bottom. Woo! This reading rules. And I will tell you why I think that. WTF. Yes, hello. Hi, how are you? Good to see you out there. You guys crack me up. So let's see. We're talking about the Divine Masculine being really good at juggling different things in their lives, right? And then there comes along the Queen of Wands with the Ace of Cups. And this Queen of Wands, fiery, passionate action, doesn't have to actually be a person. It could just be, you know, the thing that gets the blood pumping, right? The thing that you really want to do. Or action, I should say. The action that you really want to do. And you can see this in people who are so dedicated to their job, it's like they marry their work, right? And then we have the Queen of Pentacles with Temperance down here. And the Queen of Pentacles, I look at like Mother Earth energy. It's somebody that works really close with the earth itself. Could be like somebody that really loves to garden, and that's how they ground their energy down with this Temperance card. Just an example. Take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. But then we have here the 2 of Cups and the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands is somebody who's like defending the higher ground. Defending the higher ground. And coming into union with, I'm just getting like a deeper principality on the real reason why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. It's like really accepting further what your mission from God is based off of the feedback you get whenever you are doing what you're doing. So I think that'll be really important, moving forward as our dreams are literally like becoming manifest in front of our very eyes. And the only challenge that you have is trusting yourself hard enough, trusting your spirit hard enough to actually explore every nook and cranny and bring it to the light. It's like this could be ultimate deliverance if you really wanted it to be. Because life is what you make it. Yesterday, a big theme in my messages was being humbled and being humble in general. Because I know that I'm not perfect by any means. I just use myself and my situations as examples so that people know that they're not the only ones out there who are juggling a lot and trying to find that wish fulfillment, right? We're all experiencing different parts of life, but life is beautiful too. Will I get a pet monkey this year? That's fun. Let's see. You gonna get a pet monkey? What would you name your monkey? Tell me you would name it Clyde. Just tell me you're gonna name it Clyde. 10 of Wands, oppression. I mean, you could, but it would probably suck. So, just kidding. It's 10 of Wands and 10 of Cups. If you did get a pet monkey, your whole life would revolve around it, but I think that you'd like that. I think that you'd be actually cool with that. That's a fun question. Yeah, give me questions like that. That's great. I love it. That's soul food for me. Because laughter is good medicine. And in the Mind Soulkin today, our guide is the blue monkey. It's play, it's illusion, It's not trying to take things too seriously, because at the end we do go up to the spirit in the sky. It's well gonna go when we die. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best. So prepare your spirit now for the harvest season, when the Lord calls us back home. Show the world the real you. Live an authentic life. Live an honest life. In accordance with nothing else except you and what your will feels like, in accordance with divine will. Any other fun questions for me before I wrap this up? Because I'm about to call it. Let's tie it up with a Mother Mary card. Number 24, Our Lady of Great Power. I wonder if I can do this. Number 24. My robes form the heavens above. In my sacred feet the earth spins. In my eyes the stars of night sky are born and shine. My hair forms galaxies, and in my heart many suns burn with divine love. What is there that could be greater than I? I that am all, I that am love. Any fear, any doubt, any problem or concern, I hold you in my being so vast. There is nothing more powerful than I. I am the love that is all that you are. Fear can loom so large at times that it might seem impossible to conquer. Doubt, despair, grief, and rage may take possession of our being, and all of a sudden, there's no way out of the negativity or horror that we may be brave enough to feel. As part of our honest emotional human journey, we are asked to feel these challenging emotions. They are part of what help us rally the courage and strength to make choices that are helpful and healing to our planet whenever we can. If we cannot feel the horror of what is happening around us, we might lack the passion needed to summon all of our strength to act, to heal, to help, and to speak out. It takes a truly great leader to be a great warrior for love on this planet. This leader does not give us false hope or imaginings that all the problems that need solving will just magically go away if we close our eyes and hope hard enough. Instead, this leader inspires us with genuine encouragement and empowerment. This leader is honest about our healing light really being needed on this planet. There are environmental and socioeconomical problems on this planet that are not all right and will need to fall apart so that healing can occur for the greater good. Without that honest, conscious acknowledgement that there is great wounding in our world that needs repair, we can be left with an undercurrent of anxiety, a feeling that something is wrong but is not being openly acknowledged. Without this acknowledgement, constructive solutions are not being implemented. We must be careful that we don't allow our genuine optimism, which keeps us open and active, to become a source of falsehood. We must not allow it to tell us that nothing needs happen and everything is fine when the Divine Mother tells us that this is not true at all. We need to be honest with ourselves and our suffering. We need not fear it. We need to be aware of it, and through that awareness, healing can occur. Thank you, Mary, Queen of Angels. Thank you for applying this grace now and forever to our hearts, to our psyches, to our nervous system. Allow these knots that bound parts of our body, parts of our nervous system, to be broken now. And Jesus, please immediately come in to fill this space with golden white light. Searing it and sealing it now and forever in your name, amen. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading here, you guys. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me. Happy New Year's. You know, fake New Year's. Gregorian calendar New Year. Hey, it's not for nothing, right? We can overlap these systems all together and participate in it all. That's why we're here. We're here to participate. Don't forget that. Don't give up. Sending you a lot of love and blessings out there, wherever you're at. May you keep walking that good path, that middle path. I already know. You already know. Okay. Take care.